Hi home cooks! Today I'm in the kitchen making Irish soda bread. You're going to love how easy this recipe is. This bread recipe has no yeast, no rise time, and no complicated steps. And just simple ingredients for a rustic loaf that comes together in minutes. It's perfect warm with butter and jam, served on the side of your favorite soups, or with your favorite comfort food dinner. This bread recipe is foolproof and beginner friendly. Deliciously flavored and beautifully golden on the outside. Made with tangy buttermilk and baked to rustic perfection. This recipe comes together quickly and it's perfect for St. Patrick's Day or everyday baking. My favorite way to enjoy this warm bread is served fresh with butter and jam. So let's get into the kitchen. This is how I make Irish soda bread. In a large bowl, add in 1 2/3 cup of all-purpose flour. Add in another 1 2/3 cup of whole wheat flour, 1 cup of oats, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Mix this together with your fingers just to distribute the dry ingredients evenly. I love the rustic heartiness that the whole wheat flour and oats add. But you could also make this whole recipe with just all-purpose flour. And to bring my dry ingredients together, I'm going to pour on top 1 1/2 cups of buttermilk. Now with your hand in kind of a claw shape, mix the dough together to form a clump that cleans the sides of the bowl. I'm going to tip the dough out onto a lightly floured counter and bring it together with my hands. I'm not really kneading the dough here, I'm just kind of squishing it together and forming it into a disc. Press it out until it's about 1 1/2 inches thick. Now I already have a small cast iron skillet that's preheated in my oven. I'm going to add a little bit of butter to coat the bottom of the pan, and then carefully place my bread disc into the hot pan. And now to give it that classic Irish soda bread look, now using a sharp knife, make a cross-shaped slice about 1/3 of the way through the dough. I'm just kind of pushing the dough on each side of the knife to give it a more defined look. Not only is this part of the Irish tradition of blessing the bread before it bakes in the oven, but it also helps the center of the bread to cook evenly. And as part of this bread's traditional story, I'm just going to pierce a hole with the tip of my knife in each quarter of the top of the loaf. And this next part is decorative and completely optional, but for that perfectly burnished brown crust, I'm going to brush the top of the loaf with a little bit of my leftover buttermilk and sprinkle a few flakes of the oats on top. And my bread is ready to bake in my preheated oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius for about 50 minutes, or until the top is golden brown and the bread sounds hollow when tapped. Allow your bread to cool slightly and then it's ready to slice and serve. This rustic Irish soda bread is the ultimate quick bread for beginners or experienced bakers alike. It's made with only simple pantry staples and comes together in only a few minutes. This classic bread is foolproof and comes out perfect every time. And as always, you can find a link to the full written recipe in the description box below. Enjoy! If you're a fan of deliciously simple vintage recipes and old-fashioned skills, then you'll want to check out this next video. Thanks for stopping by.